Welcome back, everybody, to Grand Tactician, Civil War. I'm Grumpy Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 14 of our Confederate Spring of '62 campaign in version 1.11, using the A.O.M Mod. Now, first things first, happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody who does celebrate the holiday. And if you do so in the traditional American way, make sure you do it safely. Take a cab if you're going to or from anywhere. No point in taking unnecessary risks. Alright, moving on from there, welcome to the Battle of Manassas Junction. So if you hung around to the end of the last episode, you would have seen that the Second Army of the James, because there are two of them, I don't know which one's older or newer. The Army of the James, the Army of the Potomac, and the Middle Department have come out of Alexandria to attack us at Manassas Junction, which gives us a good opportunity. If we beat them back, we can basically just waltz into Alexandria, take down the fortifications, and sit across from D.C. for the winter. So we do have some issues off the start. Right now, the Federals have some of their forces on the field already. So the Army of the Potomac and the Army of the James are on the field already. And Middle Department's arriving in 7 hours. But they don't have all their forces, so Second Corps is still 7 hours away for the Army of the Potomac and Army of the James. Okay, Army of the James commander's on the field. No, his one corps is on the field. Okay, so just the Middle Department is only 6,500 men, and Second Corps Army of Potomac are on their way. How many more men is that? Another 11,000 men, 6,500 from Middle Department. Okay, about an even-on battle, I believe, we're going to have here. And if you can hear that snoring, that is my pity. Once again, she is snoring really loud today. You hear that through my headphones. So, plan for right now is to move, Hill's left wing down to this road here. It actually hit play for a little bit and then forgot that, hey, I'm not recording. I was actually sitting there speaking to the microphone and realized I wasn't recording. So we're going to be moving in down to this location here. Just in case they decide to want to come out and attack us, I want to put 2 divisions on the road here on this hilltop, because if the Federals do come out to play, they are going to be coming down this road. So I want to have 2 divisions here, and I want to have 1 division up here in the woods I could throw out in a flank attack if necessary, or fill in as a reserve. I don't have many forces on the field, but this is probably the strongest corps in the Army of Northern Virginia right now. So I'm going to set up here defensively and wait for our reinforcements, which are quite a ways off. So my right and center are 23 and 22 hours away each. I'm not worried about the reserve because they just have an understrength brigade in it right now. I'm just using the reserve as necessary. So yeah, we're going to have to set up and wait for our reinforcements to arrive. They will be sometime mid-morning tomorrow, and they should all be arriving at this point here, which could be an issue as it does take a while. With the A.O.M mod, the Corps come onto the field slower. So you kind of, and Gene pointed this out in his last video, and it's something I should have done. So I got really frustrated a couple episodes ago when all my corps arrived in one location. I waited for their consolidation before sending them forward. According to him, you really need to send it as the divisions arrive. You need to move them out is the best way to do it with the way the mod has things set up. So we'll be doing that, even though they're not going to be going far because they have to set up for an attack, which will be coming in from this direction. But I'll talk about it more once the rest of my corps arrive. So I'm going to get these troops moving, and I'll be back either when the Federals come out to get me or my troops start arriving on the field. Alright, it's 2020 in-game day 1, so nothing's going to be happening today. I did a Munford's cavalry out and about, riding around. And the Federals are reacting to his presence in a good way. It looks like they're pulling most of their troops away from the McLean house and moving them back towards Blackburn's Ford. So this is giving me an idea for tomorrow's attack. And sending out my cavalry. So my corps is still consolidating down this way. It's day's about to end in 30 minutes. Sending out my cavalry again tomorrow morning, because I know they're going to get pulled back with the overnight redeployments, to do the same thing and draw these boys back in this direction. This will make an attack that much easier. And I may start launching it before the rest of my troops arrive, as I don't have a lot of space back here to put my divisions into line. So I may start the attack with just the left wing, if there's enough forces drawn away from the McLean house, and send the other divisions from my other 2 corps up as they arrive. So that's my idea for right now. It may work, it may not work, but the way the Federals are reacting to this cavalry tells me it will. So once again, I'll be back with the day 2 deployments. So it's now day 2, and the Middle Department and the 2nd Corps of the Army of Potomac have arrived, and they have arrived up here along with the Chantilly Road. So doing what I was doing with Munford's cavalry yesterday is probably not going to be a good idea. So I'm just going to kind of leave them back here for now to overwatch this ford, just in case the Federals decide to come in on a flank attack with me. Look at this. They are massed up. So we did have a further forward deployment zone. My reinforcements are still a ways off. 8 and 9 hours for my other 2 combat corps to arrive. So I had wanted, it doesn't look like I'll be able to do that now, was get my troops up on this hill with my artillery firing down on them, because I actually have an artillery advantage. Even though I don't have many guns on the field, I do have an artillery advantage. And I wanted to try and utilize that to do some damage, but it doesn't look like that's going to be possible now. So actually what I'm going to do is, it looks like they're kind of set up to come out and attack us. So I'm just going to set up right like that. And let them do exactly what they want to do. Come out and attack us. So put Early's division here, which has the Early's brigade. I don't know why its name didn't change, but Iverson's in charge of it. The King William artillery with 1-pounder bat with 1-pounder James guns. The 1st Tyne Guards. And the Rhodes Brigade. To their right, I guess we'll place Ewell's division. I just got to move them forward to swing out my line a little bit. That shouldn't be too hard to do. Maybe I can swing out and get onto this hillside. That'd be very advantageous to us. I'm going to try and do that. So I want to get onto this hillside here to let us fire across, because you have all this open ground here. I want to utilize my artillery to as much of an advantage as I can. I'm blocking these guys' line of sight now. This brigade will be, but looks like I'm going to be starting this morning off with a hot mess just because I'm just being more aggressive than I should be. But hey, that's why you guys watch me, isn't it? Should probably move them closer to the ford. Get your scouts in. let's hit play and see what type of hot mess we got going on. Yeah, we lost our signing on all of them. Looks like the Federals have moved everybody back. So let's start swinging everybody out. So I want this hillside. That'll be good for now. I'll sort everything out once everybody's in place. These guys are not near you, so we'll have you on limber to stop firing. Limber up to stop firing. Otherwise, these guys go through their ammunition way too fast, these Williams guns. So there's no point in having him fire right now. Alright. We're going to have a... I thought we'd have a hot mess right off the start, but the AI pulled their troops back, so I'll come back once we got some more action going on. Alright, this was a glitch that shouldn't have happened. Munford's troops were pulled back to this location, but the scouts I had detached were sent all the way up here to Farm Forge. I'm waiting for his scouts to return. But look what they spotted up here. I mean, a happy accident. These guys are actually going to be behind me if they decide to come across. I'm not attacking up that way. Yep, they are now shifting. There was no way in hell I was going to be coming from that direction. I mean, it could have been a possibility. I do like my large flank attacks, but both of these objectives are on this side of Bull Run Creek. So I definitely wasn't going to attack from the north side of it. Those troops are now shifting. Hopefully his scouts get back soon so I can get him. Crap, they may be coming across this way, which is going to be an issue. That's fine. I can just reshift this division facing back this way. That's not a big deal. My main objective is taking these heights. Because if they do attack in this direction and I can hold them off with the one division, my corps will be arriving on its flank. So that's fine by me. We'll let that play out. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, it's 9:55 in the morning. It looks like the Federals have just pushed one brigade across as a reconnaissance. So some of their other troops are moving. So this corps up here still has not moved. Actually, I didn't even check to see who this was. First Corps, Army of the Potomac. They're still sitting in position up there and have not moved. I'm happy with that situation. So we're about to go see this brigade off. They've been under artillery fire for a while. We'll be back. I'm going to have him start building some defensive works here. And canister range just outside. So I started moving troops from Ewell's division in support of these batteries up here on the hill, because there was just Rain's division was to their right and nobody else really close to them. So I can have this infantry here to pull the guns offline, move the infantry up as necessary. Breastworks for these guys. We are on the high ground on their front, and I don't want to surrender it easily. I'm going to give you orders to pull back. So what I'm kind of hoping is, because we're on this nice high ground here, they got to approach us across open plains, is the artillery. They take enough artillery fire to say, screw this, we're going after them. Which is kind of my hope at this point. This cavalry brigade right here is the Department of Washington. This is all that's left of it. They have emptied, or the District of Washington, they have emptied out this corps to fill up the other armies. So they only have the 1,700 men in that entire corps. And you're moving up. They're starting to move. They're starting to move. Alright, time to consolidate my flanks. Come back here. Like I said, if they decide to attack us, I don't mind because my corps will be arriving in their rear and flank. Both brigades work on that. Because that other corps is now moving. We are consolidating back on the hill. We should have a good defensive position here. And the center will be here in about 3 hours. It'll start arriving, so that's actually kind of good timing. Now they finally brought a battery up. Kind of halfway tempted to send one of my brigades forward to go clear out this cavalry brigade, but it might be a bad idea. Now we'll let the consolidation continue. Once everybody's consolidated, maybe I'll send Munford out to go get it. Alright, you have your orders. Start moving. Get away from them. Oh no, the orders aren't there yet. Damn it. It's a race to see what'll be there first, the Federals or the orders. Alright, we still had a bit of a standstill here, so if these boys start pushing across up the hill at us, I'll be back. Or if my cavalry gets caught, whichever happens first. So it's 10:50 in the morning. It looks like the Federals are throwing a little bit of a piecemeal attack across at us. It seemed the cavalry kind of pushed forward. Looked like they wanted to try and grab my Williams guns. Thought better if it pulled back, and now they're coming forward again. Everybody's in front of my artillery blocking it right now. Taylor's brigade's right there, so that's fine. Go get that cavalry. Anyway, we get flanking fire from 2 batteries with a canister, so I'm not worried about them at all. I think the AI just saw all the breastworks I was throwing up and decided to take action. Where's that cavalry brigade going? Alright, get back here. Finish building those works. You know what? Munford's coming up behind. He got out just in time. They were about to enter rifle range with the Federal infantry when his orders arrived. He got out just in time. Alright, looks like they're pulling off now. send more troops across. Alright, boys firing. Are they stuck in a load ammunition? Don't tell me they're stuck in a load sequence. I hope not. There they go. No. Just want you to shift the facing. God damn it. Just want them to shift the facing of their guns. Hate when that happens. Give them those halt orders. You're right there. Munford, dismount. Get a loose order, and we'll go have you clear off this cavalry. I don't know why they limbered up. Get rid of those skirmishers. They're taking a heavy hit. These guys are marching right into the face of the batteries. I have infantry support, so this brigade's about to get ripped apart. Back to work. You. Want those breastworks up. Weapons. Oh, you got musketoons, all right. I'm not particularly sure about what the AI is doing right now, but it's working in our favor. They should be waiting for us to come at them, but I think the artillery fire did have the effect that I wanted and forced the AI to come out and get us. can still see these Federals moving around back here, but I'm not exactly sure as to what they are doing. So I don't have eyes on them anymore. If that cavalry just wants to sit there and get shot at, let them. Problem is, it's the first battle for some of the units in this army. So, that's a 1,700 man brigade. I don't want to charge these boys into it. As much as I want to clear it out. Alright, start shifting. Too bad they don't move onto the wall as soon as it's built, so we got to start shifting these batteries one at a time back onto the wall so they're under cover. He's not doing so hot. And with good reason. 109. Well, 66 of their men, a few of their guns. Gonna react. Okay, they're getting ready to break. We're gonna finish them off. What the hell is going on? Damn it. You're getting away. Go get them. What the hell is going on with this? Oh, I still have them on loose order, don't I? No, they're mounted. They shouldn't be in loose order. Yeah, whatever. Get back behind the lines. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a lull here, so I'll be back. So the Federals have thrown across another attack. It looks like they're only sending one division at a time. And it's just not working out in their favor because of that. I mean, I have taken losses, but nothing compared to theirs. We're at 342 casualties, they're 1,200. I think most of my losses are because I'm still trying to build these breastworks while they are attacking, which is not helping me. Looks like they do have most of their artillery up now, though we are starting to break it. They got two detachments in charge of those guns now. There's another battery out here somewhere, but it's probably with this corps up this way. You can see these dust trails are kind of heading in this direction. They're not using the road network, which is good for us. I mean, we're still waiting for our reinforcements to start arriving. The center is still 2 hours away. Manassas brigade is starting to take losses. These guys looking for my flank. Oh, come on in. Let Rains take some shots at you. Breastworks. So, I didn't mention today's battle crew, but, pour another glass of it. It's Island Park 18. I did want to have some Irish whiskey today with St. Patrick's Day, but I'm out of Irish whiskey. I didn't realize it. So, some more scotch it is. They're running a detachment forward with guns? Okay. I mean, it makes sense. It'll help clear the entrenchments. And the syndicate. Man, they're... If the AI just sat back and waited for me to attack. They are coming. I guess I pissed them off. We'll clear that detachment. We can actually have him start wrapping this flank up over here. Thankfully, these guys are still getting covered from the breastworks, even though they're still slightly forward of them. Good, you better be dropping the canister into those guys. You've taken enough losses. Cavalry decided it wanted none of that. Very good. If I can just keep this Rains Brigade on their flank, he should be able to clear these boys out fairly easily. He's taking casualties. What's the matter, girl? Yep. Be right back. Right. Almost on position on the flank. Oh, good, you got a perp now. Sharpshooters. And Jeff Davis' battery just broke, but that was bound to happen. Oh, and here they come on my flank. Alright, stop building those works. These are fine for now. Same with right here. Get you boys unlimbered. You guys are almost done with yours. That corps arrived sooner than I thought it would. Put some men on those guns. Back to there. I said fall back. Why are you turning it? Fuck's sake. But this is good. I like this, because my reinforcements will be coming in behind them. 1 more hour for them to start arriving, or at least the Corps commander will be on the field in an hour. So what we got to do is lock them in place. Works like they do have built. Bring that gun over there. This battle has gotten interesting. It's their first battle. I'm taking flanking fires and not helping them. Fire at that detachment. I don't want you firing at the damn detachment. Fire at the damn line brigade. Come over this way. I think I may need you over here. Good. All my artillery's starting to perk up. Just out of canister range. I need you to move forward just a little bit more. Going back, finish building that. Moving them forward, just try and get them in canister shot. I'm not really sure how effective the Williams are with canister. If they even use it. I don't think they do. I don't think they do. No, it's only showing the one type of ammunition. I mean, they're pushing the flanks of these brigades forward. So that's helping us out a little bit. Now, I'm too intent on trying to finish these breastworks. It's kind of throwing off my lines. No, I just want you to turn. casualties for some starting to mount. We're at 1,500, so they're at 2,600. Guess I got plenty more troops to throw at us. Alright, keep the Virginia militia in the fight. Come on, keep them in there. Oh, they're coming around from my flank. That battery's almost in position. I know I'm creating a hole in my line right here by moving them, but I kind of have to right now. The only reason I'm sending them out to support is because these guys have their flanks turned. Let's get you guys back into position. Guards are stabilized. The Early's brigade is taking a beating over here. Oh, I hope they're not wasting shots on these. They're wasting fire on the damn skirmishers. Rains brigade broke. That's fine, we did our job on the flank. Get you back to cover. Munford, almost forgot about you. Let's get you out here. These guys not firing. I don't want to move them from there either. Kind of covering that wood lot. Now, once my other corps arrives, this is perfect position for me to come on their flank. Though it's going to take them a little bit to get there since they're coming over here from Manassas Junction Road. But I'll be able to get them in battle line right behind these guys. As long as these guys keep... As long as I try to reconsolidate these forces here, it'll give me time to stabilize these units. They're exhausted right now. Between building the breastworks and fighting, they're a little exhausted. But the breastworks were necessary. These are already low on ammunition. See how fast they rip through their ammunition? They've only been firing for like an hour and they're almost out of ammo. Oh crap, and that brigade broke. I don't look, they're set up for an attack, but they're not pushing it home. They could see me off right now if they push this attack home. Actually, let's get you in the farm field. No. Forward again. Are you guys not on the breastworks? This is almost like 1st Manassas, with the Federals kind of doing piecemeal, sending one brigade at a time. In this case, they were sending one division at a time, but basically piecemeal attacks up a slope. Give them advance orders so they get on those breastworks. That's by reinforce. Less than an hour. Okay. They are arriving soon. I mean, I got a little over aggressive trying to take this high ground over here, but it is working in our favor, so I really can't complain about it. Hopefully Raines' brigade stabilizes and gets back to the fight. There we go, another lone brigade coming forward. See, this battle's making up for the last one at least. More troops coming up. Second Corps Armed Potomac. Who's wounded? Lieutenant Colonel Lyon, commander of the battery over here. Where'd that infantry brigade come from? I never even saw them. We were bound to lose an officer at some point. At least he's only wounded and not dead. Alright, looks like we got another lull. Hopefully they don't start their attack before my reinforcements start arriving, so I'm going to pause this here and I'll be back. Alright, it's 14:15 and Longstreet has just arrived on the field, so hopefully his 1st Division will be arriving soon. I chose him riding up this way right now, but he'll stop as soon as his first forces arrive on the field. Perfect positioning for us to get behind this corps. Right now I'm just trying to see off this cavalry brigade to our front. I'm actually been fighting a lot of cavalry in this battle, so hopefully I get some weapons to Armed Force Corps with after this one. Still showing us at a minor defeat. We lost 2,500 men so far to their 4,700. Our morale is suffering, but their morale is even lower. It's not going to take much to get them gone. We've knocked their morale down from 51 to 34. And they're not pushing in. Seeing that brigade off should push it off a little bit long. Push it off a little more. Come on, where's your 1st Division? Come on. Back behind the works. And the Williams really aren't firing anymore. They're out of ammo. No, I just want you to change your facing. Come on. Here we go. Every time I change their facing, they start firing again, but then they just stop firing. They were just low ammunition. Alright, seeing off that threat. There was an infantry brigade there also, but we already broke them. Alright, they're not pushing forward anywhere. Taylor's just kind of wasting ammunition right now. Alright, there's the division commander. Where's your 1st brigade? See, that kept Longstreet from riding through their lines. Now the Federals are not going to be able to finish this off. If they'd pushed this attack in before my Center Corps had arrived, we'd be finished. But they did not push it in. So, now we're stabilized. We can finish them off. But I'll pause this here while we wait for Longstreet's divisions to start arriving, and I'll be back once I start pushing the attack. Alright, it's 1440, and I don't know why the Federals have pushed another brigade forward, so they're going to be taking canister fire from Cruft's detachment, and they're taking fire from Thomas's brigade and Johnson's brigades. So they put themselves in a pretty bad spot right there. I don't know what the hell they're thinking. The Federals are still not pushing forward here. And one brigade, 2nd brigade has now arrived. So we have the East Yorkshire Volunteers and the Kentucky Colonels on the field. We're just waiting for the last brigade from this division to arrive. Or 2 more brigades. We also got the battery, but waiting for the Cockade Brigade also, along with the lead launching Legion. So once the division's fully on the field, I will start pushing it forward. I don't want to send the brigades forward piecemeal, because that'll just be a bad day. That's fine. I can live with you guys being low on ammunition. You guys don't have too much fighting left. Yeah, I'm going to pause this here again. Just a little bit of an update there. I'll be back. So, the arrival of this one division seems to have kicked the AI into action. They are starting to send out a bunch more skirmishers, but I think that might just be because their own troops are starting to stabilize now also. They actually did charge forward a cavalry brigade, which we did see off. Don't understand why they were doing that, but I think they're just trying to break this corner right here. Which I don't understand, because when they come into this area, they're getting cross-fired by 2 brigades and 2 batteries, or a battery and an infantry detachment with guns. Alright, Rains is starting to stabilize, so we'll bring him back up. Get him back in range of his division commander. I told you guys to get closer. Push forward to there. It looks like Stuart's cavalry is starting to arrive. Let's run these guns up here fast. Along with the cavalry brigade. It's going to take a minute for the infantry to get up, so getting these guys up there and getting some fire on their flank is a good idea. So they're in range of them while laying down, and they're Zouave units, so they only level up when laying down while fighting. It's a good perk, but it's a hard one to level up, to be honest with you. So I like the Zouave units, so it doesn't help them when they're fighting lying down. What it does allow them to do is run around the battlefield without getting exhausted, so they're good for chase. They're actually better for chasing down flank units than cavalry are, but it's just a hard perk to level up. The hell, you guys didn't get your orders? Only 2 brigades got their orders. What the hell is going on with that? I need them out of the way of everybody. Munford, we're going to put you in loose order and push you around on the flank of these guys. So it's going to leave their flank open to this brigade. I think it's kind of necessary right now. Maybe not. They're in that farm field. They got it right out and around. Never mind. I feel like I should be pushing these divisions forward for an attack over here, but at the same time, their morale should have recovered at this point. I'm actually hoping that General Hunter gets taken out because he's sitting right here where this battery's taking fire, so I hope we catch Hunter in the fire. That'll drop their morale pretty good. They had 64,000 men on the field, and if they'd pushed this attack forward over here, because they're massed up for an attack, they just haven't put it in. If they'd pushed it forward, we'd be done. What the hell's going on? Why did these brigades not get their orders? I gotta issue them individually now. That's just annoying. I need you guys up here and out of the way of the arriving units. So, 2nd Division is starting to arrive. These Longstreet's forces are starting to come up the way they should be. Surprised that detachment's still there after all that fire. Right now it just looks like some light skirmishing, so once again, I'll be back. Alright, so these forces were taking a little too long to get up. This brigade right here just stabilized. Literally just stabilized, so I had to unlimber Stuart's horse artillery a little early. For some reason, even though these guys have metal carbines, I'm stuck with this. Let's put them in a single line, maybe. No. I don't know why they're getting stuck with that, with that a charge symbol, but it's annoying as hell. Alright, Crittenden's starting to arrive. Reynolds, get your troops out of the damn way. what the hell's going on here? There's a lot of memory getting used up. Like, units are not getting their orders, so I probably should have paused this, saved, and came back into the battle. Like, I've ordered Rains Brigade back into location 3 times already, and they still have not received their orders. It's like it's not even showing the arrows, so they have them. They're just not moving. Send them again. Because the brigade stabilized, he should be moving. Well, just take the charge orders. They're kind of busted, so go get them. That's not good. He's getting ready to break. Where's your division commander? See, at least the rally orders are working in this battle. The last battle they were not. All right, I gotta send you out support. These guys are still coming up. Go get them. They're already breaking. There we go. Finish them off. There goes that brigade. Very good. Why didn't your orders go out? Not yet. I need this road cleared up. Start moving your men. Yeah, so I guess the arrival of Longstreet's kind of set these guys in motion. You know what, let's have you sit back here anyway. I don't think they'll be there before they break. Why aren't you guys firing? Very good. Flank fire there. Get them support. That was a little bit of a mess, but still manageable. These guys are still not moving. What the hell is going on with this brigade? They're just not getting their orders. Can you go rally down? No. Just get over here, please. Told them to move forward to engage this brigade, and they're going after the damn broken brigade. East Yorkshire's, go engage. Kentucky Colonels, get in line next to them. Okay, brigade, get up over there. like they're turning around the faces now, which is good. Taylor broke, but that was to be expected. Oh, now they're not going to go around the damn fence line. Oy. Now the 1-pounders are firing again, finally. And they sent the brigade forward up this way again, but just a brigade. Okay, Rains is starting to piss me. Okay, it's under command of O'Neill, not Rains. It didn't change its name. This is starting to piss me off. Our East Yorkshires are finally in there. Colonel's edge way to fire. They're marching right past the firing line anyway, so they're going to get stuck in there. Push forward. You're behind that brigade now, so you should get your orders to move around to the right. Down to the breastworks. These guys firing, it says they are. Nothing like flanking the flank attack, to be honest with you. That's exactly what we did here. Come on, Tyne, push up. Oh, Division Commander's still back there. Crittenden, your troops are on the field. Let's start moving you up. Basically in the way of the other corps now. And nothing important there. So far, only the 1 officer wounded. Could be a lot worse than it is right now. Flanked out those skirmishers. Recruiters starting to arrive. East Yorkshire pushing to make sure Wise does not break. We got the morale down to 35, but some of their units are recovering. And these guys are all massed up right here, so I might be able to take care of them with the one division. They're starting to get low on ammunition also. A little more forward, get you on limbered, and I'll push in the infantry. I'm not going to need my 3rd Corps. Whoa, what's going on there? Recovered brigade, okay. Change of plans for you. Go and engage. Divisions up. Let's get you fleshed into battle line. I'll start moving you forward. Yeah, I know Longstreet and Magruder have arrived. Stop sending me those messages. Good, that brigade's broken. Alright, time to start pushing in the infantry. You guys just unlimited and start firing. You guys need to get off my line. You can't be rallying on the damn line. Oh, Rains Brigade finally came up. See if we can have this battle finished today, not go into a 3rd day. Alright, let's get this cavalry brigade out over here with the Blakely guns. They're all messed up right there. We're now flank and rear. Oh, this is fish in a shooting barrel. Fish in a shooting barrel. Shooting fish in a barrel. Eh. No, I'm not drunk. I'm still on my 1st glass. Oh, sorry, my 2nd glass. Alright, time guard. Push in. They're going to keep sitting there, so we're going to smash this corps. Who is this? Okay, 1st Corps, Armored Potomac. We are about to smash it. They are now surrounded down here. Just move to double time. We want you boys up there. Should probably put the Yorkshires and the Tyne Guard into the same division. I think I have another British unit in the army too. Oh, who's killed? General Munford is dead. Oh, that's not good. He's still a colonel, but damn, that's a big loss. He's a good commander. It was bound to happen. Somebody was going to die. It was bound to happen. Kentucky Colonels, why are you getting ready to break? Hood, go rally. Or, that's not Hood, is it? Reynolds. Hood's in command of Kentucky Colonels, yeah. And don't let your men break, don't get defamed. He's one of my 2 commanders that are up next for a division. Munford's brigade just broke, but that was to be expected after losing their commander. But there goes 2 of those federal brigades. Keep pushing in. Let's tighten the noose. Wise getting mounted up. He's about to retreat through us, so I want you in place to snatch up some casualties here. And now I'm not getting the charge icon. Before it gave me only the charge icon, now it's not giving it to me. These guys are somewhat fleshed out. So start sending them around this way. We're losing daylight fast. I may have to go to a day 3, but it won't last long. It won't last long. Yeah, I don't know what happened to that Union brigade. Could have sworn I'd sent somebody to deal with them, but I guess we lost sight of them. That's probably them right there. Alright. Now the Williams are firing again. There they go. Broke that entire corps. Keep firing into them. That entire corps is broken, so I don't know why it's still showing us in a minor defeat. Oh, they have 48 points of objective. That's why. That's what's keeping them afloat right now. That is the one thing that's keeping them afloat. So I'm definitely going to have to push in this attack tomorrow morning. Wickham is withdrawn. But that corps is busted. Very good. So let's bring you boys around here. There's nothing left on this flank for me to worry about. Look at this, the command staff's fleeing through my army and I can't capture them. That's BS. I've got nothing left to worry about over there, so we'll bring the Tyne Guards around. Let's bring the Matthews artillery back up online. Alright, Taylor's reforming. Early's reformed, very good. Let's bring you back down to your division commander. Alright, I think that's going to be it for day 2. Oh, we got a brigade coming forward. Let's get you boys out there to block them while the infantry comes up. So I will pause this here. Bring you closer, get some shots in there. And I'll be back, looks like, with a day 2 assault. Now, I said I know I was going to be back with a day 3 assault. I said day 2, but I meant day 3. But I got these 2 failing brigades sitting here on the hillside. So I've given Rains' division orders to move forward and remove these 2 brigades from the hillside. So they're just going to sit there and let us go get them. We will take that. And I do have this 1 brigade just kind of marching around out this way. Oh, good. Now they're moving. I had to give these guys halt orders and reissue orders. They were moving slower than the infantry. So I'm going to try and hold that brigade in place for it, or see if it's joining another corps that I don't have sight of. If they're pulling back already. A little closer. I just want to get rid of these boys off the hillside. Then I'll withdraw back to the breastworks and finish building them. But I'm not going to need them. I'm going to be pushing this corps forward in the morning and hopefully along here to lock these units in place while Longstreet's corps finishes the job. Still do have some daylight left, so if one of my divisions are in place to continue pushing forward, we're going to do that. Look at this. Thomas's brigade's up to 3 stars during this fight. Dismounted. Back in loose order. Got a lot going on this map. Alright, let's push you in a little closer. Let's get rid of this cavalry. Oh, they're advancing. Really? Oh, they must have mixed cavalry weapons. Look at this, pushing forward infantry to support. And now we have lost sight of these boys. Boys in there straddling the road. I was really hoping to capture some good cavalry weapons, but it looks like these guys are using mixed cavalry weapons like we are. I'm going to try and finish this today. I don't think it's going to happen. It's 1900. We got 2 hours left. Alright, Crittenden, get you boys in battle line. These guys... Okay, it's happening again. I've given these guys... Okay, they have the orders, it looks like. But I've issued the orders 3 times. And it's still not moving. They're finally moving. So every time I've checked, I've issued the orders, then they don't have any movement icons. Finish that cavalry off. This is a bad idea. All right. Pull back. Pull back. they could draw them back into canister range, maybe. Man, this cavalry is just coming in close. Come on, start shooting them. You know what? They're ready to break. Forget that. Charge. Maybe we can bag them. Get that infantry brigade. Alright, they send these troops forward to support, but they are not very good right now. Very good, very good. Broke that cavalry brigade. What the hell's going on with... Why the hell would they get orders to do that? Shoot that back. They just reclaimed those guns, so we can shoot those boys down again. Oh, we're in position over here already. No. Did not want to give divisional orders. Start pushing in on these boys. So you can't tell sometimes. Sometimes the orders get followed. Why the hell is this corps commander still back here? Who's dead? General Stuart. Ugh. Why are you still back there? Oh, he's from Crittenden's division. That's why. He's not from Hill's division. No, he's not from Longstreet's division. So what? Okay, I ordered a division from Crittenden forward, and I didn't mean to. I don't know why, but Longstreet is still all the way back in the rear. I didn't order anybody else from another corps forward, but he's still sitting back here for some reason. And none of his troops are back here. I paused everything just to find out what the hell was going on. I don't know why he was still back there. Jeb Stuart is dead. Way too early in the war for that. What's going on with your face? Go out and get that brigade. Alright, keep pushing in. Keep pushing in. We are breaking this army today. We're not waiting for day 3. Finally fleshing out. Oh, a lot of orders going out right now, so things are getting choppy. Start coming forward. If you hear some kids in the background, some of my nephews have arrived at the house, so got a little loud. Who's that? The Railroad Brigade. I think we've seen them off like twice already. Trimble. Yeah, we're doing this today. Push your men forward. We're doing this today. We're not waiting for day 3. Guys, break this brigade. No, lost sight of them. Looks like Wise is going to get a promotion, because I think he was the next cavalry brigade commander that was up for one. There we pushed into a minor victory. I think if we waited for a day 3 battle, we could probably push this to a major victory, but I don't want to wait that long. This has already been going on long enough. It's been maneuver, attack, counterattack. Push down support. Okay, I guess we did break that brigade. Come on, I need you boys in this fight. Boys to turn. There we go. Push in there. At least we'll have McLean's house tonight. We won't get Blackburn's Ford. Not enough time. But look at all those broken brigades back there. Oh, they're not broken. They're reforming. Okay. But if I get my troops set up here in the morning and mass my batteries up, it should be a short fight. If we don't finish this today, which it doesn't look like what's going to happen today, as much as I want it. As much as I want this today, it is not going to happen. Just not enough time left. They have their orders. Where's Longstreet? Oh, shit. Where is Longstreet? Get the hell up here. Wait, is there still somebody back there? Really? Holmes Division. Ah, I have a whole division back there. That's why he was hanging out back there. Okay. Thought I had to figure it out. I didn't realize it was a whole... I got a division from the wrong corps that was brought up. That's why. Let's get you guys forward. Come on, bag me this brigade. Charge in there. See if you can't grab me them. And they broke. All right. All right, time to reface and realign this division. There we go. We have the McLean house. How are we looking right now? And we got their morale down to 27, but they still have 55 points from the objective. So we should get the major victory out of this. I think we're going to chew through enough of them with the next attack. Because the day's going to end in 58 minutes in game. And this battle's taking a lot longer than I thought it would. We're going to finish this job with Longstreet's Corps. Hill's Corps has taken enough of a beating today. Taking almost 4,000 casualties in his Corps. You guys still have not gotten your orders? Oh, they're starting to move. It looks like this is it for day 2, and unless the Federals withdraw overnight, we will be back with a day 3 assault. Alright, I thought that was it, but as I was moving into position, the Federals came forward on the counterattack. So we got a little bit more fighting left to do. So this looks like we should be on top of the objective for the A.M. Where's Lee? Let's bring you down. I want to make sure he's as far forward as possible in order to grab us the... It's probably too late to move him. He's got 5 minutes to get down there. There's plenty of time. I want to have this area in my deployment zone for the A.M. And I'll be finishing the job with Longstreet's Corps, backed up by the right wing, which is commanded by... Oh, that's right. I got these guys mixed up. Because both corps arrive within an hour of each other, I do have these guys mixed up. So Longstreet's going to be finishing the job, but Magruder's going to be backing him up. End of day. Alright, I do have that area I wanted in my deployment zone. Looks like they're right here across the ford. So we'll bring Rains down to block the ford. And his artillery commander fled the field with his men, so I can't put his men back on the guns. Magruder, bring your men up. They're in 2 different deployment zones. And Holmes is part of Longstreet. He had orders to move forward, but he didn't receive them. Alright, we're going to leave Stuart in place. Well, Stuart's dead, so I'm assuming Wise is actually in command right now. We don't need him. No, Whiting, you're part of... Alright. There we go. Leave them in double line for right now, because I'm just going to be pushing these brigades in. Let's bring your Blakeleys right down the road. He's only got 5. It's a horse artillery battery, so they don't start with many guns. You're part of Magruder. Just have you set up right there. Let's have you back up this ford. So we're going to finish this today. Hopefully they're all massed up like that. Hopefully. Let's bring the artillery division forward. division from Magruder, you're going to sit here while you wait for the rest of your boys. Or should I put him across the river? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Ooh. Whiting, you are coming across here. And we're going to advance you around behind Blackburn's Ford. That's exactly what we're going to do. We'll send the rest of the Corps. Whiting's Division Tombs, get on this road. And McLaws, get on that road. We're going to send his Corps out and around this way. Around Balls. It's going to take them a while to get into position, but we're going to start marching them around just in case we can actually encircle these boys. I want to do that. I want to get another encirclement. We've done it to Little Mac. Let's do it to Hunter. All right, let's hit play. Alright, they pulled back. That's to be expected. Alright, Tombs, start marching around. The Claws, start marching around. I'll bring you online right about there. So I'm going to wait for these troops to get in position. Then we're going to start attacking. We can bag ourselves a lot of the Federals if we wait. That's exactly what I'm going to do. It's going to take them a while to get into position, but I think it will be well worth the wait. Like waiting for a good bottle of scotch to mature. While we're at it, let's push you guys across the river and up to this creek. We just shut down all their avenues of retreat. I think that'll be fun. It's not going to force this entire army to surrender like it should. Once we have these guys encircled, this army should surrender. It's not going to happen. It don't happen like that in this game. But, it's well worth it just to see an army encircled. So, looks like they're going to stay clustered up here for now, so I'll be back either with my final push or with a Federal breakout attempt. So it looks like I will not be making an assault. All these brigades are just starting to break en masse. So in order to grab, and we've already pushed it to a major victory. We may not even have to attack. But just in case, I'm detaching the lead-launching Legion from Reynolds' division, and I want to send in the Cockade Brigade, the Kentucky Colonels, and the East Yorkshire Volunteers to finish these boys off, though. Doesn't look like I need to. But screw it. Send them forward. I want these guys to get some more battle experience. So order the brigades individually. They'll get their orders faster that way. No, everybody's breaking. Look at that. They're all broken. Speed this up. Because these are viewer units. I want to get them some combat, some more combat before they all break, and that's just not happening. They're all broken. Good God, look at that. They are all broken. Alright, let's push you boys onto the OBJ. Rains' division's in position over there. Where's your cavalry brigade? There's Munford. Oh, forgot. And there they go. I was really hoping to bag all these guys. Let's just speed this along. Oh, that was anticlimactic. For all that fighting on day 2. And it got really tight and close at some points. That was an anticlimactic third day. Ugh. So, we took down 9,000 of their 52,000 infantry, 2,200 and 9,000 cavalry. We got all 30 of their guns for a total loss of 14,000 of the 64,000 men the Federals sent at us. We lost 4,093 of our 66,000 infantry, 481 of our 2,700 cavalry. We lost an equal amount of guns to the Federals. But I was really relying on those guns to hold the line, so that's really why that happened. Without all those batteries up on line, I don't think I would have held. So that's why, especially in that one battery from Raines' division, which got basically wiped out. I forget which battery that was, but it's not a viewer unit, thankfully. So our total losses of 4,929 of our 71,342 men, to their 14,000 of 64,000. Okay, we didn't get the freeze this time. Thank you. Let's just save, just in case. Create a new battle save. So, a good point, I never brought this up, is don't keep using the same save file. If you saw these, if you see this, I actually have them listed by episode, but in order to help prevent any type of bugs forming during the game, use separate save files for every save. And if you're using up too many spots, you can just start deleting the oldest ones. But it'll help prevent any bugs from occurring during your playthrough. Alright, let's look at the combat report. Alright, left wing was on the field first, so we'll start with them. Munford's brigade, sadly he's KIA, did 202 to infantry, 39 to cavalry for a total of 241. Raines' division, Thomas's brigade did 790 to infantry, 79 to cavalry, took 112 captured. That's the brigade that charged us at some point. 62 to artillery for a total of 1,048. Raines' brigade, which is under a command to someone else, I gotta fix the name of that, is 603 to infantry, 103 to cavalry, 64 to artillery for a total of 777. The Virginia militia did 667 to infantry, 347 to cavalry, total of 1,031. What the hell's up with the Jeff Davis battery's name? Oh, you know what? That is a viewer unit, and my caps lock does not light up when it's hit. So I'll fix that after this episode. That's okay. I'll fix that after this episode. Once I finish recording, I'll go and fix that. But Cruft's detachment, which is from the Virginia militia, did, and they took a gun over. Did 165 to infantry, 41 to cavalry, 3 to artillery for a total 209. And the Jeff Davis battery did 420 to infantry, 46 to cavalry for a total 466. Division total 3,531. Early's division. Early's brigade, which is not under the command of him, once again, did 260 to infantry. Rhodes' brigade did 132 to infantry, 138 to cavalry for a total 270. The 1st Tyne Guards did 391 to infantry, took 17 prisoners, 163 to cavalry for a total 579. And the King William Artillery did 91 to infantry, 3 to cavalry, total of 97. Division total 1,206. Ewell's division. Taylor's brigade did 325 to infantry, plussed up to 329, so they called some command staff. Johnson's brigade did 208 to infantry. Trimble's brigade did 90 to infantry, 123 to cavalry, for a total 213. And 58th Artillery Battery did 328 to infantry, 161 to cavalry, for a total of 491. Division total 1,241. And McCall's division, which is the artillery. Fredericksburg Artillery did 259 to infantry, 95 to cavalry, 12 to artillery, for a total of 378. Ewell's Artillery did 338 to infantry, 228 to cavalry, 56 to artillery, for a total of 634. Matthews Artillery did 332 to infantry, 56 to cavalry, 36 to artillery for a total of 436. Division total 1,448. So just as high of a number as two of the infantry divisions. That's actually pretty big. All right, Longstreet Center, Stuart's Cavalry. And he also has the horse artillery, so I got to bring them in. Cavalry Brigade did 813 to infantry, took 111 captured, for a total of 930. And his horse artillery did 52 to infantry. How the hell did they take prisoners? They had to be... Okay, they got hand-to-hand at some point, and I didn't even see it. Wow. Okay. So they did 52 to infantry, took 20 prisoners, did 5 to cavalry, 1 to artillery for a total of 78. Division total of 1,008. And was Stuart wounded or killed? Hold on. Actually, I should be able to see in the commander report. Yeah, Stuart was killed also. So I lost 2 really good cavalry commanders. I lost Munford and Stuart. Oh, we took some big officer hits. All right, Crittenden's division, Colston's brigade. They didn't do anything. Oh, okay, so Holmes' division didn't get into the fight. Crittenden's division. Pickett's brigade did 51 to infantry. The Fauquier artillery did 75 to infantry, 2 to artillery for total 79. Total of 130 for the division. Reynolds' division, the Cockade brigade did 295 to infantry, plus up 297, so they got some command staff. The Kentucky Colonels did 248 to infantry for a total of 252, so they took out a big chunk of command staff. So that's 6 officers from our command staff hit. I'm hoping we took out as many of their officers as we lost, but we'll see. And the East Yorkshire Volunteers did 314 to infantry, captured 81 for a total of 395. And the Lead Launching Legion did 95 to infantry, plus up to 101. So division total 1,045. And the right wing, so I brought Whiting's division up with Longstreet because I thought he was part of Longstreet's corps. And he actually got a lot of fighting in. So Hampton's brigade did 440 to infantry, took 11 prisoners taken, 6 cavalry prisoners taken, total of 458. Whiting's brigade did 142 to infantry, 5 to artillery for total of 150. McCullough's brigade did 292 to infantry, 88 to artillery for total of 384. And the Madison artillery did 38 to infantry, 5 to cavalry for total of 43. Division total of 1,035. And that should cover everybody, I do believe. So let's get closed. God, I wish I could have bagged all these men. This army should be surrendering en masse, quite literally. This is one of the things that pissed me off about this game, but also at the same time, if the game allowed it, it would end way too fast. This army in its entirety should be surrendering. But if it did, this game would be over. That'd be it. So thankfully, it's annoying that it doesn't let you bag all these troops, but at the same time, the game would end way too soon. So there is that. Let's get closed out of here. So I definitely need everybody's thoughts on this battle. That was kind of a rough one. And I know I like to get aggressive. I think going after the hill the way I did was a good and bad call at the same time. It was a good call in the way that it brought that, what was that, 2nd Corps of the Army of Potomac around to attack us. But it left that corps flank, it left the corps rear open to the attack of my arriving reserves. It wasn't something I had initially planned on doing, but once I started moving the men and saw what could happen, I was like, I want that to happen. But it almost bit us in the ass. Because that corps was massed up in attack position and could have pushed us off the field before my reserves arrived. moves. But thankfully the AI did not push that attack, and I don't know why it did not. Because they were massed for an attack. You all saw that on the map. They were massed and ready to go. There was no way I was stopping that. And they didn't push it in. I don't understand it. Alright. Victory at the Battle of Manassas Junction. The Army of the James and the Army of the Potomac and the Middle Department, which was a separate command, are fleeing in panic. The enemy has reported to suffer total casualties of 13,837 men, thereof 2,519 killed and 2,972 captured. Our casualties total 4,929 men, with 719 killed, 660 missing, and the rest wounded. We've captured 5,105 rifles. God, we desperately need those weapons. Hopefully they're not smoothbores. And 7 guns from the battlefield. And we've sent 2,986 soldiers down to our prison camps. Yeah, Colonel Gibbon loses face, but we really don't care about that. So we lost Stuart and Munford. Those are 2 big hits to me. 2 huge hits. Those are both good commanders. And we only got... Oh, we got Slocum. Wow. But he's the only one that was killed in action for them. So I don't know how many officers are wounded. So we have... I know we have the 2 dead officers and 1 wounded officer. Yep. So Lieutenant Colonel Lyon is wounded. So Lieutenant Colonel, he's a battery commander. But I do have to replace Jeb Stewart and Munford. And I don't even know if I have good replacements for them. So let's just get this rolled off. That's a 2-day fight. Hopefully another one doesn't pop up. So as we saw, okay, so they're moving back into First Corps retreating. So we did have the battles at Cumberland, or the skirmishes at Cumberland, and what was the other one? And Mississippi River in Missouri. So Army of East Tennessee is now in Covington, and we are starting to flip that over. Army of the Valley District, which is actually part of the Army of Northern Virginia, is still... We have flipped Cumberland, so I might push them back into Frederick. Actually, you know what? That is exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to start moving them back to Frederick because these corps are retreating. So they're going to come back across the river. And now we have defeated this mass of troops here. I'm going to start using the Army of Northern Virginia to secure Alexandria and the 2 fortifications, Fort Whipple and Fort Lyon, that are just outside of it. No, it wasn't the Battle of Mississippi. It was 3rd Bangor. My bad. 3rd Bangor is finished. How's this army looking? It's down the yellow, so once he's back up in the green... and his 3 batteries arrive. Okay, they're still 20 days away, so we're not going to wait for those. But once he's back in the green, we're going to start pushing him down to Portland. And somebody's dog is going off. I apologize for that. My window's not even open, but he sounds loud and clear. So I do apologize for that. There's just nothing you can do about the ambient noise sometimes. Alright, that sound's moving off. So somebody walking their dog was just barking. And First Corps is over here building a supply depot. Okay, so originally the Army of the Border was retreating eastwards. Now they're going westwards. Because they were originally retreating towards Bloomington. Looks like they're falling back as far as the fortification. Maybe they're only going to Topeka. It could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. Once this depot is built and forces resupplies, especially with Forge, because he is a cavalry force in its entirety, we'll be going after first Fort Burlingame. Alright, let's finish rolling this off. So that should cover the map for right now. I'll do a more in-depth one at the next episode. There we go. Oh yeah. But left wing is out of action for now. They are down in the red because they took a heavy hit. We're going to start moving Longstreet on Fort Whipple. We'll start moving Magruder on Fort Lyon. Let's Bring the Army Command up a little closer. Alright, which Army of the James is this? Okay, it's the Army of the James that fought at Cumberland, I think. Once again, there are two... And there's another battle kicking off. What do we got going on here? Alright, in the Army of Mississippi, with the 2nd Corps of the Army of the West and the Department of Mississippi Command, is pushing into the Department of Army of Trans-Mississippi. And we are not ready to fight yet. He's still down in the orange. This is not good. This is not good at all. We're bringing 37,340 infantry, 3,200 cavalry, and 16 guns to our 17,561, 1,491 cavalry, and 88 guns. I mean, we have a gun advantage, but that's it. But this is a next episode problem. So we're definitely going to end this one here. So if you're a new viewer, return viewer, you've not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember to hit that bell icon so alert when the next video comes out. If you'd like a brigade in one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below. Type of unit, state it's from, weapons, uniforms, and officers, and I'll oblige on all counts if possible. And comments, as always, please do keep them coming. I do enjoy interacting with you all. And I'll see everybody at the next episode. Stay grumpy.